I came to Dubai. I never expected I was going to be living in Dubai, and I'm one of the biggest car rental companies in Dubai, in the Middle East, not just Dubai. Have the latest cars, like things that I used to dream of. I used to dream of a Lambo. I got 7 or 8 or 9. It's crazy, and it happens so fast. But Dubai is full of opportunity. So I recommend anyone that wants to move to Dubai to do it. Don't sit at home. Don't wait. There's nothing to do in your country anymore. Like, it's just full of taxes. Like, even the UK, it's cold.
Painful.
It's cold weather. Like, it's all year round cold weather. People are always negative.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, not just negative downers. They're down. They hate if you're doing well. Same as Australia. That's why I left.
Thank you all for tuning in. I just want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Chaiwala. As most of you will know, they are now in Dubai and going to take over the market. So be sure to check them out. Welcome to another episode of Recipe to Success DXB. I'm really excited because this is my last one before I go back to London, and he's taken the time out. Thank you for coming. Ahmed, how are you?
You're most welcome. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So for anyone who doesn't know who you are, especially for our UK viewers and listeners, why don't you give us a bit of an introduction?
Okay, my name is Ahmed Mansour. I'm the owner of the Luxury Group. So basically we have a luxury supercar rental company in Dubai. I have a luxury jet ski company in Dubai, a chauffeur service in Dubai, and now we're currently building in the desert. So we're doing a camp, buggies and quads, which will be ready in about 2 months from now.
Wow, serial entrepreneur. That's
Yeah, I'm trying to be, yes.
So how did it all start? Because obviously you have got, several businesses, successful businesses. You've been here for a while. How long have you been here actually?
In Dubai, I've been 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yes.
And for anyone that, can't really tell, you're from Australia originally.
Yes, I'm originally from Australia. So I was born and raised in Sydney. So I came to Dubai 2018 on a holiday with a friend. We stayed at the Five Palm. We seen the supercars at the front. So I decided to rent a car. And then I ended up spending all this money on cars.
When you came, you were on a holiday or you came?
Yeah, I was on a holiday.
Okay, you came on holiday.
I came on a holiday. I seen all these supercars out the front, took some photos. I walked in, I seen a guy there. He's like, do you want to rent a car? I'm like, okay, show me what you have. Took a Ferrari the first day, then took another car the next day. And I said, man, I love cars. Like, this is a good business. And then he told me, he goes, why don't you open something here in Dubai? I'm like, nah, it's not my thing. I got work back home. I had several businesses in Australia. So I'm like, it's not my thing. I'll consider it maybe in the future. That was it. Left there, went back home, and I looked at my wife. I said, man, Dubai was beautiful. It was the first place I've been. It was amazing. I go, I'm going back. And then I went back, rented cars again. I'm like, this is a good business. I'm spending so much money on cars. And every time I ask for a specific car, it's always booked. So then I said to myself, I'll consider it again. Went back home. The guy that was working for the company sent me a message saying he resigned and he told me he's looking for a job. He said, do you want to open a rent-a-car company and I can manage it for you while I'm in Dubai and you can stay in Australia? I said, I'm not really interested right now because I still had my businesses going and they're doing very well in Australia. I waited 1 month, 2 months, then 6 months later he messaged me again, hey, business is doing good in Dubai, you should come down and have a look. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go. He pushed me, I went, and then that's how it started.
Wow. So it really took that support system. Like you had someone that was almost like a blessing, right?
Yeah, it was. It was
literally on the pedestal waiting for you.
Yeah, he was like, please, every time I give my old boss or whoever he was working for, like ideas, he wasn't listening to him because, he was an employee and he had all these brainstorming ideas of how to boost the company and how to perform well. And these guys were pretty old school. They weren't listening to the young people. So that's why I say, always listen to people. Don't just think that you're a boss. There's always more to learn from everyone around you. And then from there, I came back to Dubai and we started the journey.
So you came to Dubai, you moved your whole life basically to Dubai.
Basically, yes.
That's a big move, right? It's bold.
Huge move.
And you had a wife and all this kind of stuff. So for anyone that, is in that similar kind of journey where they're thinking about it, or, it might not necessarily be Dubai, it might just be they want to make that move, they want to go somewhere else and they want to start a life somewhere else. Especially, like for you had businesses in Australia, you didn't need to move.
Yes, correct.
So how did you build that courage up and how did you kind of
pivot
to Dubai?
It was very, very hard because all my life when I used to see people back at school and they're like, oh, we're moving to a different country, I used to say, man, you guys are crazy. I got my family, I got my mum, I got my dad, I got my brothers, I got my sisters, I got my nephews. I can't leave this country. This is where I'm born, this is where I'm raised. You guys are crazy going to Hong Kong or going to a different country to work. And then look where I am now. I'm in Dubai. It was very, very hard at the start. It was a tough decision. But then coming to Dubai, it's a tax-free country. Where in Australia, taxes through the roof. Petrol prices, very expensive. I don't smoke cigarettes, but cigarettes are through the roof. Like, everything's expensive. You're looking at $50 a packet of cigarettes. You know, here it's like
$50.
$50 Australian, yes.
No way.
$45 Australian is like 200 dirham.
Wow.
And here you get the whole packet 10 for 35 or 40 dirham. It depends where you get it from. But it's not about that in general, but even petrol prices, you know, half price. Taxes, 47% we're paying in Australia. Here you pay nothing, you know. Yes, you pay the VAT, the VAT, but it's nothing when you compare that to Australia. So basically in Australia, you're working to pay the government. And then after paying the government, you know, look, I still respect Australia, but like it's a 9 to 5 place. Everything closes after 5 p.m. On the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you want to go to the best restaurant. Kitchen closes at 8 p.m. It's like, guys, what are you guys doing? You're killing the economy. There's no life. So you're like a slave. You work, go home and sleep. Where in Dubai, it's complete opposite. Everything's 24 hours. You want to eat midnight, you got food at midnight. You want to go for a drink at 3 a.m., something is open. There's always something to do in Dubai. Every week there's a new event. Every week there's a new bar that's opening or a new beach club. And man, Dubai's exciting. It's full of fun.
And you made the move before COVID, right?
Australia I made the move. Really bad. Yeah, I made the move before COVID. So I did get out before COVID. And then, funny you say that, I did get stuck in London for 3 months. I was in Costa Rica on a holiday. I didn't know what was going on the TV. So then I seen everything that was going on. And I went to eat at the restaurant one day and she said, do you know, I'm like, why is there only one seat per table? And she's like, we're closing the border in the next 24 hours. I'm like, damn, I need to get out of this country. Rang my travel agent who was from Australia. I said, look, you got to get me out. He goes, there's only one flight to Spain and then London, then Dubai. I'm like, okay, get me on that flight. Got to Spain. They cancelled flights by the minute. There was one more flight left to London. They put me on that flight to London. As I got to London, Dubai closed the airport. So I got stuck in London for 3 months. So I got to enjoy where you're from, you know? But it wasn't really an enjoyment because it was full lockdown.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, nothing was open. So, man, I have traveled many places in the world, but there's nothing like Dubai.
The quality of life is just different.
Quality of life, quality of people. I feel like everyone that wants to get away from, I can't say rubbish people, but like people in their past and their headaches and your old friends and you want to start a fresh journey, I think that's what everyone comes to Dubai for. And everyone wants to be successful in Dubai. And everyone that comes here is pretty much wants to make money. So it's more of it's like a business and lifestyle in one. Where in Australia it's just business, there's no lifestyle. So, yeah.
So let's talk about the businesses. Luxury Group. How lucrative has that been for you? Because obviously,
well, that's pretty new. So basically, my brother is the owner of the luxury jet ski and the buggies company. Okay. So, and I own the chauffeur company, but we made it as a group because it's my brother and we support each other. So, which is very good. We have a big bond. I made him move to Dubai. So he's been here now 1 year. And all our clients that come to us in general, they come to rent a supercar and they ask us, what can we do in Dubai? What is there to do? Or we want to go get a jet ski. Do you know anyone? Can you recommend anyone? And we used to send them to other places and we used to make, you know, some commission or the workers that work for us make some commission. But everyone that used to go there, they were either old jet skis or the instructors weren't professional and the whole thing was just about money, where we are professional with our whole business. From every company that we own, we make sure everyone is happy and we have the latest models of cars or latest jet skis. So we've got all the 2022 model jet skis. So we send them so we expand the business in everyone that comes through one door wants something else. So it's like a domino effect. So for us, it's really good.
It's like the ultimate concierge.
Yeah, so if you come in, we got everything and we don't have to outsource. We don't have to go anywhere else and rely on anyone else. And we know it's going to be 5-star for every single person that comes through.
And that's probably why you get so many big names, celebrities. I saw French Montana.
Yeah, French Montana was here about a month ago. We went with him. I was in his music video. We gave him some cars. I met him through Eric the jeweler. He's my main jeweler that does all our jewelry. We've had Tiger, the CEO of Fashion Nova, also. Some big names. They all come to us either for chauffeur or for the rent-a-car. So they want sometimes supercars for their video shoots, or they just want to drive around town. we met many celebrities in this business, influencers, social media guys, Instagram bloggers, YouTube bloggers. Yeah, it's a very good business. Yeah.
And for those people that, because I think traditionally when people think about chauffeuring or rentals or things like that, there is some risk that comes with it as well.
Man, a lot of risk. Like
So how do you do
sometimes the thing is, some people tell me like, how do you know who to give a car to? It's a hard question, because when you see someone's document, it's just an ID. You don't know if the person's going to be good, if he's going to not behave. The thing is, all our cars have GPS trackers where it shows us the behavior of the driver. If we do see something crazy, like a harsh braking, harsh acceleration all the time, and the speed limit is breaking the UAE law, we do inform them. And if they ignore us, or after 3 or 4 warnings, we do shut down the car and we do take the car back off them. Have I ever done that? Never. Usually once you warn them, they're pretty sensible. You've got the security deposit. So you tell them, like, if he's not going to slow down, that security deposit's going to be taken. So they definitely slow down and they respect the rules, but we've never had to go that far.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, in Dubai, I think people do generally follow the rules as much as possible.
Yes.
So let's go back. You've got a successful life. You've built a successful life in Dubai, but you did mention that you had businesses in Australia.
Yes, I did. Yes.
I want to go right to the start. So
yes.
Young Ahmed.
Damn, I used to work at McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
That was your first job?
I was flipping burgers. Yeah.
So let's start with the childhood, because I'm always intrigued. Like, success, I think, sometimes leaves clues and blueprints, like from a young age. And sometimes you find that, like, when you're young, some people that end up being successful, they had something about them when they were young that really inspired them to get there.
See, with me, it's like, one, I've always loved cars. Cars are passion. Since a kid, always had the latest Need for Speed games on PlayStations. I love cars. And then I used to go to school, but I never liked school. I was always that troublemaker, always the bad one in the class, the one that never did his homework. That was me, And then I used to work after hours. I used to think, like, when I used to go to history class, for example, I used to tell the teacher, like, "Sir, you're teaching me history. Like, how's that going to make me money? Like, what's the pyramids got to do with my pocket?" It was a smart question. But now, as you get older, you want to know history. You want to know what happened then, because, like, you want to know what's going on in the world and what happened in the past. But when you're young, you don't understand that. So basically, school wasn't for me. I used to work after school. So I used to work at McDonald's. So I used to go to school 9 till 3, go home, have a shower, start work at 4, finish at 11, go home, sleep, repeat. So I used to work 6 days a week at McDonald's.
So you had that work ethic from
Yeah, I had that work ethic. And then from that money, I bought my first car. And then from the first car, I stayed at work. I swapped that car to a girl wanted an automatic car and I wanted a manual. I swapped it. Her car was worth a lot more than mine. She was happy. Yeah, she was happy. I was happy. I sold that car, flipped it, doubled my money. Then same thing again. I sold that car online, made some more money. So I started flipping cars. And I'm like, man, this business is amazing.
How old were you at this time?
Man, 16, 17, 18, yeah. Between 16 to 18. Then I ended up applying for a job online. And I went there for the job interview and he told me, I see your resume. It looks like it's a load of crap. Your resume doesn't look like you've got any experience. And I said, look, just try me. You've got nothing to lose. He goes, look, I'll put you on. You got 3 months traineeship. You cannot sell a car until 3 months passes. I'm like, okay. So I went to work every day and I was on a normal salary. And then, but commission was really good. I used to sit on the yard every day waiting for clients to walk through. And then one day we were all just chilling out the front, including the general manager was there. And I'm like, boss, can I go sell a car today? Like, I know it's not 90 days yet, but can I try? Can you at least try me? He goes, okay, there's a couple there that came on the yard. He goes, go, show me what you got. I sold them 2 cars. Yeah, $15,000 profits.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was his reaction like?
He looked at me, he goes, you start from tomorrow. He goes, you're selling cars. And then I was 11 months in a row, unbeaten. So 30 cars a month, 1 a day on average.
That's interesting. Yeah. Me, I come from a sales background as well, so I love that. So what inspired that? Like, was it just natural?
Man, I was in the magazines. Employees were getting jealous. I started coming in late to work. No one cared because I was hitting the numbers. And what inspired, I was driven. I didn't want to let him leave the yard. I wouldn't let him leave. Like, even when you see someone, like they used to judge people when someone walk on the yard, say not dressed in designer clothes or something nice, I'd be like, oh, this guy's a time waster. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go. I'm going. And I'll close them deals. Whether it's finance or whether it's a cash sale, I used to try sell. I used to try push. Even if they didn't have the money, I'm like, man, we can do something with finance for you. Like, there was options. There's always a way of hustling. And then from there, how I grew fast was one day someone came through with an old BMW, It wasn't really old. It was a 2002 model, 318i.
classic.
And yeah, the gearbox wasn't working properly. And I told the boss, he goes, I don't want this car. I'm like, how much did you offer him? He said, $1,000. I said, the car's worth 10 grand. He's like, yeah, well, I don't want it. I'm like, can I take it? He said, yeah, sure, take it. I'm like, okay, cool. He goes, I just put $1,000 in the bank account of the company and you can have it. I took it, I repaired it for another 1,000, so 2K, I sold it for 8K. I made $6,000. I'm like, man, I'm working all month for this. So then I started to think, I'm going to start hustling on the side, buy and sell cars, plus I'm at work. I did that for about a month, and I was making 3-4 times what I was making working for the company and putting all those hours in and working 6 days a week out on the sun, like on the yard in the sun. I'm like, I quit, then I started buying cars from the auction. At one time, I had that many cars from the auction. When I used to go to the auction, people knew I was buying every car in the auction. You know, I was buying 20, 30 cars a week.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to walk in and any car before it even hits the reserve or before it goes out, I knew everyone there. They're like, okay, take it.
Wow, so that's super interesting. So you didn't come from money. You started really young. You earned your own way up the ladder, but you made smart decisions.
Yeah, very smart decisions. I did take a lot of losses in life. Like everyone takes losses.
Of course, yeah.
Even with cars, you know, it's always there's a loss. You know, sometimes the car's got problems or whatever. But in terms of that, like I kept on going. I didn't slow down. And then at one stage, with the money I was making from cars, I went into property. So while I was flipping the car still, I would, like from 10K it went to 50K, 50K went to 100, then I have 10 cars at a time. And if you make $1,000 on a car or $2,000 on a car, you're making 100K a month. So you can make good money from cars. And then that money, I ended up buying a property and I started building. And then on the first project, I bought it, I think for $1 million, and then I sold it and we made a profit of nearly 800K. Yeah, so that's what boosted me a lot. And then so I started selling one property a year. So I used to build a property one per year, make similar money, but then obviously the market crashed in Australia. So on some of the properties I lost money. So I did have losses. And then I branched out. Once I started making money from cars, I was making money from properties. Then I went into the Westfields. You have I think a few of them in the UK. We have many of them in Australia. There's probably like 40 Westfield shopping centres. In every suburb there's a Westfield. So then I took on a hair salon, complete different field of background for me, but I said, you know, I'll buy it. It was making money, so I'll transform it. I bought it. It wasn't making money. It was actually in the minus. The books, everything that she told me, the lady, even though I did my research and I was pretty smart, pretty switched on person, but I believed her and she conned me, but it was okay. Then I flipped that business from losing money to making money, and that's when I came to Dubai. Yeah, so when I was there, I flipped that business from minus $2,000, $3,000 a week to plus $5,000 a week. So I had the cars and I had the building, so everything was going in perfect, like everything was perfect at the time. And then when I came on a holiday to Dubai, I looked at everything here and I'm like, nah, it needs to change. I'm not going to work for the money anymore. I need to do something else.
So how did you learn the game of business? I mean, did you have like mentors, role models?
Zero.
So you just literally grafted and learned.
That's why I think if I had more experience in business, I wouldn't have had that loss with the salon, but it made me learn from it. So now if I ever want to buy a business or I wanted to do something, I look at everything now.
Because some people, they need to go through it
themselves. Even if it's trust or not, you know, it doesn't matter who the person is. You have to, business is business. That's when I learned business is business. When I copped a $500,000 loss there.
And would you say that was one of your biggest hardships along the way?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest hardships. Because I bought it for a high amount of money and I bought all the products that were in the salon, which were expired. So I had to throw all the products out. And then that was another $200,000, for example. Yeah, it was a big hit. It was a big hit for me. And then I boosted it. And then one of the biggest salons in that Westfield, we're talking about Bondi. And Bondi is one of the most famous areas in Sydney and most expensive. And that's where, like, it's like Beverly Hills in USA. So when they used to come there was a shop called Tony and Guy next door, a few doors down. He's one of the best. Sometimes I used to walk past his shop and see no one in there, walk past my shop, full house. That's when I knew I was making success, you know, and that's when I knew that whatever I get my hand on, I can turn it into gold, you know. But at the end, like when you put the hours in and you put all that stress and headache to make that money, it wasn't worth it. You know, I sell a car too, I make that same money. I don't have to be there and manage and all that. So I did sell the shop, and I did still lose money on the place, but it was a lesson that I need to learn, you know.
And you mentioned that, like, obviously, you know, the hair salon was completely a different industry that you didn't know.
Complete, yeah.
So what are some of the things that you look for now, like when you go into into business in general?
Now there's after COVID, basically cars went up in value, houses went up in value. So whoever had money or whoever had assets, pretty much happy. You know, jewelry, watches, everything's going up in value. So with me, I only stick to those kind of things that I want to invest in. I'm not into crypto. I used to be. I lost so much money in crypto. You know, in 2018, I had a big hit, probably 1 million, 2 million.
Wow.
Yeah. I had, when Ripple was going up, I invested my money and then it crashed and it was crazy. Then I had to start again. So I have copped many losses and I have gone back to where I was and back up. But ever since I moved to Dubai, I did panic when COVID did hit because, you know, rent a car, it's based on tourists. My cars were parked outside. But because they were paid, and my rent had been paid for a year where I was staying at the first shop and it wasn't high expenses because I was still new into the business. So I didn't mind. I'm like, I'll drive it, you know, I don't have to rent them all, it's fine. And I didn't have that many cars, you know, I had 4 or 5 cars. I had like 1 Ferrari, 1 Mercedes and 1 Lamborghini. Like it wasn't that big. Then after the COVID sort of, when Dubai was the only country open for tourism, tables turned and my business went from 0 to maybe 300. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Like right now, there's a serious boom.
Right now, it's a boom. Yeah, right now. To be honest, when COVID hit, some of those months were busier than December, like busier than New Year's, busier than the Christmas period. Like, yeah, it was crazy. Every country was coming to Dubai because, you know, they were sick of being locked down, wearing masks and getting stuck indoors. Nothing like, you know, people still want to live, you know, there's some people that care about it and there's some people that don't care. They just want to live their life. They don't want to be restricted, you know. And at that time, Dubai it had restrictions, but they still had a life. They still knew how to enjoy their life, you know. Not like Australia. Australia was locked down 2 years. Yeah, it was chaos, you know. I couldn't see my parents for 2 years. They couldn't fly here. Well, actually, they could fly here, but if they had to go back, they had to quarantine. But at one time, the airport was completely closed. They couldn't leave. So I did miss my parents. They did come and visit me recently, so that was good. Yeah.
Let's talk about Australia a little bit. I mean, I know you mentioned it at the beginning that, like, you know, it's a bit boring and, you know, things are like 9 to 5. Yeah. But I've never had an Australian guest. So, you know, for me, it's intriguing, especially being from London. It's like you guys start your day when we end our day.
Yes, that's correct.
So you have no
like
insight.
7 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so we have no insight into Australia. What was it like growing up in Australia?
Look, they've got nice beaches. The system is good. Like they do have, you know, free schooling. They do have free medical. They do have like a lot of things that are for free from the government, which I respect. Growing up in Australia was nice. Not going to say it wasn't. It did help me a lot. It did guide me. Like I did make money from that country as well.
Is there like parts that are rough? Like
there is very rough parts. I'm from a Lebanese background, so we have the biggest Lebanese community in Australia.
That's why you got the nice eyes.
Yeah, my sister's got the brown. You know, they're jealous. In Australia, like it is very rough. There is a lot of there's 2 sides of the story. There's always 2 sides of the place, and because the Lebanese population there is huge because of the war and the civil war in Lebanon, everyone fled and Australia accepted all the Lebanese people. And what they did when they did come to Australia, they put them all in the same location, which, you know, when you put too many people of the same race in the same location, it becomes a problem. So there is good people from the Lebanese community and there's some very bad people in the Lebanese community. And growing up was very hard. You know, you don't know who to, you don't know, there's no guidance because you're all from the same place and you're like, there is a little bit of racism in Australia. I'm not going to say there isn't. Yes, we have put our name out there and we are a target. Like they've got their own police force. They've got their own strike force for Middle Eastern crime. So when they see someone that's Lebanese like myself, I do get stopped regularly. I do get stopped. I get pulled over. If I'm driving a nice car, they'll stop me. You can't drive a Lamborghini in Australia. It's impossible. No way. They have pulled me over many times there. So I basically had my first Lamborghini at 21 years old. And they've stopped me many times. And they're like to me, so whose car is this? I said, my father's. What's your father do for work? I said, man, you pulled me over for RBT. You didn't pull me over to ask me what dad does for work, you know? Like, you know where they're coming from. You know, you know where they're trying to get to. And I got fed up from it. And like, if I did when I was trying to apply for work, for example, and I used to put on my resume, my original name is Ahmed, so it's Ahmed, it's a Muslim name. And then when I put Adam, so that's what they used to call me in Australia. Even on my business card, it'll be Adam. So if I apply for a job with both, Adam will get a call, Ahmed won't. So it sucks, you know? So here I'm proud. I say my name proud. I'm happy, you know, and Dubai life's different.
Yeah, that's very true. I think it's similar in the UK that sometimes you're background can hold you back, and
Yes.
when you come to places like this, you feel so comfortable because
Very
you're like,
comfortable.
I can just be me, man.
Very comfortable. I can be me. I'm proud to be me.
And it's not going to hold me back in any way.
In Australia, like it's like you go to meet people, you don't know what to say, what your name is, and you don't know how they're going to judge you. Not just because of like, I think it's not just Australia. A lot of countries in the world, the same thing. Especially after 9/11, after the bombing of 9/11, and we're targets everywhere we go. But in Australia, because we're a big group, and a lot of them are like there's a lot of Lebanese criminals. That there's criminals in every nationality. Like there's Italian mafia, there's the Asian gangs, there's mobs and everything in Australia. But the thing is, because the Lebanese are so loud and so targeted, and we're always on the media, so it makes the good people look bad and the bad people look really bad, you know? Where there is crime with Asians, but they don't talk about it. You don't see them. You don't hear about it, you know? It's not live because they're not really a target, you know? They try not to show the public. You know, man, there's been a shooting. There was 52 shootings last year in Sydney, and like the last month there's probably about 3 or 4 drive-by shootings. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. And growing up there and having kids there, it's something I don't want to do, you know.
So now obviously you've come to Dubai. Let's talk about family. You know, you mentioned that you wanted to come here partly to give your kids a better life as well. So how important is that for you? How important is family and obviously your roots?
Very important. Like now, I got my parents coming up to Dubai. They're gonna move to Dubai. They came on a vacation and they seen it. They're like, wow, because it reminds them of their hometown, like Lebanon. Everything's in Arabic for them. Like it's Arabic and English, and the lifestyle is it's the same as Lebanon, but safe. There's no war. There's no bombs. There's no crime. Like, you know, I've left money. One client gave me once 30,000 euro for a car that he rented off me for a month. I left it on my bonnet of my car, jumped in another car and left. And I said, damn, I forgot the bag. I came back an hour later. It was still there. No one touched it. You know, that in Australia, it's gone. See you later.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah, anywhere in the world. But like, and I've traveled a lot. I've been to a lot of countries, even my own home. Like when I do land in Lebanon though, I do feel at home, but I know there's no peace there. So you don't know at any time they can bomb, or at any time they can just close the border. It's not a safe country, but it's a very nice country. And I feel that when I come to Dubai. So I feel that little bit like, I feel like it's part of me and it's not part of me. So
you know, when you first came to Dubai on holiday and you told your missus about how much you loved it, what was her reaction?
Well, basically she was pregnant. And I said to her, pack your stuff, we're going. She's like, where to? I'm like, we're going to Dubai. You're moving to Dubai. I'm like, if you're not, you're staying here. I'm going on my own. So I gave her no choice. But she did support me. She did fly with me. And
did she fall in love with it as well?
She loves it. She doesn't want to go back. I don't want to go back. Her mum comes here now. She spent 9 months last time here. Like my parents want to come up often. My brother-in-law and my sister, they come here twice a year now. And when I used to think about Dubai, I used to think it's just a desert. Because we used to stop over in Dubai from like Australia, Sydney, Dubai, Lebanon. We only used to do a stopover here, and I used to come in June, July because that's the best time in Lebanon. And you come out of the airport here, it's like 50 degrees. Like, man, who comes to this place? Like, who's going to live here?
That's when everyone leaves, isn't it?
Yeah, who's going to live here? Like, what is this, a desert? And then I had a friend of mine that lives here, and he told me, like, when are you going to come and visit me? I'm in Dubai. That's what made me come here for the holiday, to see my friend. Then I came here, then he's moved now. He doesn't live here anymore. He's moved to another country. I think he went to Africa. And I'm here now, you know, and I love it here and I won't go anywhere else. Like I've been many places, like, you know, islands to you name it. Dubai's Dubai. Like the service, the hospitality, the people, the smile on people's faces. They go above and beyond to make you happy. Everywhere you go, 5-star, it's clean. You don't have to worry about nothing. You don't have to worry about no one, no racism, no crime. Yeah, man, Dubai's the place to be.
100%. So let's go back to business.
Yes.
Aside from the success you've had in business, you're also very well known on Instagram and social media.
Yes, yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, when I was in Australia...
By the way, he's got blue check guys as well, yeah.
Yeah. So when I was in Australia, like I had a friend of mine, he told me, do you want to take on a role in one of the movies? And I said, what was the role? And typical, it was like a Lebanese gangster. In a short film they had.
Wait, hold on. So how did that happen? You got into movies?
One day, one of my cars, I had an old classic 1988 Toyota Corolla, red one, and I had given it to my mum to drive to get from A to B because her car was in service. So she went to my auntie's house, and my auntie lives in sort of like a lower class suburb. And someone had drove past and put a sticker on the window, we want your car for a movie. And then my mum came home, she gave me the letter. She's like, they want your car for a movie. Because then the reason why, the movie is in the 80s and the 90s. So it's a reenactment of the 80s and 90s. And so I rang the number on the paper, and I spoke to the guy. His name was Graham. And I said to him, I just got your paper on my car. Are you looking for a car for a video? He's like, yes, we're shooting the underbelly for Channel 9 and we need that car. And I'm like, okay, you need any actors? He said, oh, you got any acting experience? I said, not really, but if there's a role and you want me to play something, I'm happy to do it. And he's like, okay, come and see me on Thursday. I can't remember, it was like a Thursday or a Friday. Come see me at 9 o'clock at my office. I'm like, okay, cool. I went there, gave me the script. Had no idea, never done acting before in my life. And he gave me the script. I did a rehearsal with it. He said, you're good to go, see you Tuesday on set. And it started from there. Then from that film he gave me, I scored another role with another film that the same company, so it was Channel 9. They put me on another film, and then from there I signed up with an agent, and I started getting some more roles because of my experience.
That's crazy. You know, the way you make it sound in everything, business, movies, like you just dive in and just smash it.
I don't say no, bro. I don't say no, bro. Like you gotta, at that time, I can't remember where I was at that time. I think I was between selling cars, and I didn't have the business in the Westfield. I didn't have anything, so I had time. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'll take the shot. I'll just do it. So I did it from there, and then I scored myself a few roles. Channel 9. I did some Channel 7 shows, and 1 or 2 short films. I did some big actors as well. I've been on set with some big actors. Richard Roxburgh. They're doing The Great Gatsby as well, Australia. I didn't get a big role in that film, but I was there. And then I sort of died out. Like I wasn't really interested when I started making money. I didn't have the time, so then I just stopped doing the roles. I stopped doing the rehearsals and all that stuff. Yeah. But
the one thing that you kept from that was that you understood the importance of content.
Yes, 100%. And I learned a lot from it. Like I learned on set about cameras, about how the people work, even in the studio, like most of the stuff you got in here, I know how it works. You learn. So I use it as an experience, and I like to be an all-rounder. Like I'm not that person where I only know one thing and that's only selling cars or only renting cars. No, I know everything. Like I like to learn. Like if something goes wrong and I look at, like for example, electricity goes wrong in this place, I'll try to figure out what's going on or why it happened and how can I fix it. And if I can't, then I obviously call someone. I like to have knowledge, in everything, in every aspect. Not just one. I'm not one of those persons that just knows only one thing. Like I'm good with computers, and I've never gone to school to learn computers, but I'm very good with computers. I can do things. Like people ask me, how do I do this? How do I do that? I know how to do it, and I've never had anyone teach me. Like I try to teach myself everything. That's I think my bonus for myself.
Did you always have that mindset though?
Yeah, I think so. I think as a kid, man, I've always wanted to do things. Like I'm not lazy when it comes to work or lazy when it comes to learning things. Only at school, I didn't want to learn. I was distracted. But when you start to know, like you need that knowledge. Like if, for example, I'm not a mechanic, but I know if I know a noise or something's gone wrong from experience, I know what it is now. So like I like to learn things,
So what motivates you now? I mean, you've achieved a lot, different industries, different countries, movies, business. What kind of keeps you going now, and what is it that you're aspiring to achieve?
To be honest, what I'm trying to achieve, well, basically when I came to Dubai, we had what drove me the most. There was a company. I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to say the name. When I did open my company, I used to rent from them. So that's the first company that I rented cars from. I supported them. I spent over $50,000 with them, over the months and coming and going on cars. And once I opened my company, and I had messaged them, and like, if you guys need any cars, or if I can support you guys and take some of your cars, if I have to outsource some cars, the worker there told me survival for the fittest in a message. I'm like, damn, like I'm trying to work with you guys. I'm trying to help you guys. Like, how much money have I spent with you guys? Where's the support? Where's the love? Like, I'm not going to affect you guys, And once I heard that, survival for the fittest, I said, no problem. I'll show you guys. And now we're maybe the top 3 in Dubai in rent-a-car. We're the biggest in the Middle East. We have the biggest showroom on Sheikh Zayed Road. I've got over 65 luxury cars in my fleet. I'm the only single owner. I have no one else, no investors, like everything's mine, which I feel good about. By the end of this year, our aim is to hit 100 cars, and we're partners with Emirates Airline. So when you're on when you're in the airplane and you go into the entertainment, the ICE entertainment system, you'll see our video playing. We've got the first.
I need to check that when I go back.
When you fly back to the UK, go in the entertainment section, go Dubai because of the expo, and you'll see our business there playing videos. and telling people whoever comes through Emirates get a special discount, and they have to give that special code. Yeah, we've got a partnership with the Cove Beach. Also, I had I was giving out the What's On Awards. So I was the main promoter for that award event. So we met many businesses from there, and we became partners with all of them. I do have other exclusive contracts with companies, but they're all confidential. So we can't say who they're for and what they are. But where we are right now is where I want to be, and we're doing very, very well. That's all I can say.
So what does success mean to you?
Success is being the best at what you do, making money, obviously, making a lot of money, and enjoying life. Like, have enough time to enjoy your life. It's not just all about money and all about work. See me, I'm 7 days in my business. You come to my shop every single day. I am there every single day, 7 days a week. New Year's, I'm in my office. It's usually like we're open from 9 till 9, and then I work after hours. Like, I'm the owner of the company, and I put more hours in than my workers.
Why do you think that is? Do you think the key is being passionate and having a love for the business?
Passionate, very passionate, love for the business, and you want to be the best. So to be the best, you got to be there every single day. You want to make sure everyone's satisfied. You want to make sure no one leaves upset. You want to make sure every customer is getting you a referral. Like, your worker's your worker, because they're not owning the company and they're on salary. They just do their job, what they're told to do. They're like robots. Some of them think outside the box. Some of them don't care. They just want to go to work, finish their job, make sure everyone's done, and they go. With me, it's not about that. It's about making sure they're happy, and they're going to get you a referral. And they know that they spoke to the owner, and they feel good. They feel comfortable, because a lot of rent-a-car companies in Dubai, it's challenging for us because they don't return deposits. So you book a red Ferrari, they'll bring you a yellow Ferrari. A lot of them are brokers, young guys. What they do, they open on social media accounts, and they take people's photos. Like, a lot of our photos end up on other accounts. Take people's money, for example. The car won't come, or they'll switch them to a different car, which is an old car. It's not what they asked for. So that sort of, every time for us to try win over a client was very difficult at the start. But now that we're on Emirates, and now that we're on a lot of good places, and our publicity is very good, and all the celebs that come to us, that give us the shout outs on social media and stuff, make people feel confident with us. So, which is a good thing for us. So we don't have to explain ourselves every single time to a customer. Hey, you don't worry, you trust us. We're going to give you a deposit back. We're a good company. We're not going to charge you for an existing damage and stuff like that. They know who we are. Our reputation's out there. So sometimes, I'm in a lot of WhatsApp groups with other rent-a-cars. There's like 250 rent-a-car companies, in luxury companies in Dubai. So it's very, very, very challenging. So we have to think outside the box every single day. We make movies, we make videos for our cars different than everyone else, because you have to be different. Our colors of our cars, they're different. Everything is custom. I don't just get a basic Ferrari and keep it basic. I make it different. So if someone wants that specific car, they have to come to us, because we're the only one that has it. Like, the models of the cars that we have, 2022 models, sometimes I buy them from outside the country because they haven't even landed here yet. So we'll be the first to have it. So if you want to try that car, or you want to buy that car, instead of waiting because of the demand, because of COVID, it pushed everything back. So I've still got cars coming this month and next month that I ordered 16 months ago. Wow. I just received my Rolls-Royce Cullinan last week. It's currently getting PPF, and I'm doing 26-inch wheels. I'm making it different, full custom interior from Rolls-Royce. So it took a long time to customize. So all our cars are coming now. And that's the advantage that we do between us and other companies. Like, we get cars that are unique. So if you want that specific model, or you want to test drive it, you're going to wait 1 year for it, but you want to drive it before you buy it. So we've got it, So that's why our business is doing well. We're doing things that are different than other companies, Other companies are pretty much, they don't care how they run their business. They just buy the car, rent it. Just rent it. They don't care when it comes back. Man, even for us, like, I've seen other cars that come to us, like companies that work with us, that take cars from us, they come in their car, and you see the quality of their car. You're like, man, how do you guys even rent that car? Like, my car, I see it. We've got reports. We have everything. Like, we've got a log for every car, that if there's something wrong, if there's a scratch that's 1 centimeter, it's going to get fixed before we give it to that next client. So that way, when the client has it, he knows he's comfortable, he's set, he doesn't have to worry about nothing. So yeah, we do stand out. It's marketing, it's advertising. It's not just that easy just to go buy a car and rent it. It's not like that. People do have accidents. People do have breakdowns. I get phone calls at 3, 4 in the morning, a pop tire on the side of the road. Who's going to go fix it? If your worker's not answering, like, it becomes a problem. Double booking cars. Like I told you before before I walked in today, it was a stressful day for me today, because system error, it showed that it was available. someone else booked it and then had a double booking. What do you do in that situation? You try to switch the customer to another car, but if you're fully booked, then what do? It's a big problem. You have to outsource a car. Outsourcing cars is something we don't like doing because it's not your car. If they do crash it or something goes wrong, you don't know what this other company wants for his car. His rules might not be like our rules, where like if he crashes someone else's car, he might ask for $500,000. You're going to tell the client, look, he wants $500,000. He's going to be like, I'm not going to pay it. It becomes a problem. If it's my car, at least we can negotiate with the client. We can sit down, make him feel comfortable, show him what he's done wrong and what not, and we can come to a solution, you know? That's why I don't like outsourcing cars.
So, like, you grew incrementally, and it was your work ethic, and it was your passion, and it was your love for the business. What changes? Because at the beginning, going back to you selling cars in Australia, like, it's all about you. It's all about Ahmed. It's all about how motivated Ahmed is feeling, or how hungry he is, or how, you know, your performance. But then as you grow, you know, of course you're the foundation of the business, but you're relying on other people. So what are some of the things that change in business? Because from my own journey, I've seen it as well. Like, you know, when you first start, you know, you're just reliant on yourself, and then as you grow, you have to give some control away. And you know,
this is the biggest problem in business. No one's going to work as hard as you work, you know? And I still till today do with some of the clients. Maybe 50 to 60% of the clients, I still talk to them. I've got some good sales reps that have been with me for a very long time, and they built a lot of big relationships with the clients now. So it takes a lot of stress off me now. But before, from start to finish, from the start of the company opening date till now, my number's still on that website. My number is still dealing with clients messaging me for small things, and which I shouldn't really be doing anymore, but I don't mind, you know.
But how do you manage your time? Because your time is valuable.
That's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. I go on a holiday, I'm on the phone. Boom,
Client services business, right?
Yeah, I'm in Greece on an island, I'm on the phone, replying, ringing my staff, what's going on. But this year, things have changed. I've got a system in place. We've got the new shop. The new showroom is what helped us a lot, because the last showroom was very small. Where I was, it was very, very small. We didn't think we were going to grow that big, that fast, and then all of a sudden everything just grew. So now we've got a big shop. I've hired more employees. I'm overstaffed, not understaffed, and everyone's got a task allocated. So I don't mind paying extra salary or two, because you're making good money at the end of the month anyway. Have a bit more losses, like you pay a bit more staff and pay the right staff. You know, you can get staff for 3,000 dirham, for example, per month. If they're worth 3, I'm giving them 5, because they're irreplaceable. You can't replace these guys. They know what they're doing. They're switched on. I have a lot of companies that come and tell me, can I buy your driver? I'm happy to buy him off you. I'm like, no. These guys are trained. Like, they're not for sale, you know? It becomes like that, man. Because other companies are like, how are you doing so well? It's not, how am I doing so well? I put effort in my company. Where are you at 9 a.m.? Like, where are you at 9 p.m.? Ask those questions, you know?
But how do you deal with that? Because like in business,
I don't have a balance.
It's every day, right?
To be honest, I don't have a balance. I don't have a balance at all.
It's non-stop. You're getting punched left, right, center.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. I got grey hairs when I moved to Dubai. You know, it's crazy. But now now I've got the new guys that I have, like the guys that I've trained very well, been side by side by me, are amazing. So now, majority of the leads that I get through, I put their numbers down on wherever we advertise. I'm starting to put their numbers down, and I watch my figures and I watch the daily movement in the business, and everything's going smooth. But I have not given full 100% control over the company yet. Not yet. Not until I get what I want. Like at the end of this year, we're getting a Bugatti. We're adding it to the fleet. So we're the only rent-a-car company in Dubai with the Bugatti in the fleet. We've been waiting for it for 2 years, so it's nearly finished. Should be arriving in August. So once that arrives, that was my dream car, you know? So now when I go to work, I see these other cars, I look at them, yes, they're nice, they're beautiful, they're amazing. It was my dream, but then, you know, you expect more and more and more. It's not, you can say it's greediness, but it's not. It's, for me, it's more of a goal, and I want to hit that goal,
like
you
legacy,
know?
Right?
Yeah, I want to hit that goal. And I think once I get the Bugatti and I have my whole fleet in like one of every model of every supercar, one of every model of every sports performance car, that way no one has to go anywhere else. If they want an RS7, I have it. They want an RS6, I have it. They want an RS3, I have it. For example, in Mercedes AMG GT, I've got it. They want a C63, I've got it. And then whatever pushes the most, start getting duplicates of those cars and 3 and 4s of those cars, and then focus on, you know, obviously the supercars, like whatever the latest model comes out, put a deposit on it, wait for it 12 months. As soon as it arrives, boom, I've got 3 of them in my fleet. like the new Ferrari FUV, the one they had leaked photos the other day of the new Ferrari SUV. So they call it Ferrari FUV. As soon as that comes out, I know it's going to be a high demand car, so I'll buy 3 of them. You know, and that's how I want to build. And once I'm at where I need to be, that business will stay the same, and I'll just update the cars I don't want to hit 200 cars or 300 cars. I don't want that headache. I know it's a lot of money, but in this type of business, it just takes your money. Like every month there's a new car, or every 6 months they launch a new car of a different brand. So, you know, and each car is 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Like this business can always just suck your money. Yeah, it's an investment. Your money is building, but man, like you need a lot of money to maintain this company. Like it's worth a lot of money, but you need a lot of money to maintain it. So like if you have 10 million, you can spend it in one day. 3 Ferraris, 1 Lambo, boom, it's gone. And you push those cars because Dubai is so, everyone that comes to Dubai wants a luxury car. You know, you ask me today, I'm fully booked. I'm stressing today. And I'm willing to go buy more cars, but there's no cars in the market because the what's going on right now, the cars that you're buying for 900 are worth 1.5. And it's like, man, I'm not paying 1.5. I know it's worth 900. So you either wait 6 months or 9 months till you build one and it arrives, it's very complicated.
And the reason why I asked you that is because I think part of the podcast is like really just giving an insight into the real life of business, because a lot of people, they see the rewards, they see the lifestyle, but they don't know that it's a real sacrifice, it's a real trade-off.
Yeah, you see, like Dubai, I'll tell you, when it comes to business, anyone that comes to Dubai and opens a business, never think negative. That's one thing. Always think a positive. And in Dubai, anything that you do open in Dubai, I feel like 80%, 90% chance it's successful. Reason being, I'm not too sure. I feel like the locals in Dubai, they got money. They come from money as well. So I don't see much business owners, like local business owners. It's more a lot of expat owners that come here and open business, and they come and spend money. You know, they don't need to work. They're well off, you know, born 20, 30, 40 million. They don't need a job. You know, they don't need to work, and they like to come and spend. So even if you open a hot dog stand, for example, it doesn't have to be cars. You'll make money. Right location, right marketing, right skills, but you're making money, tax-free. All that money's going to your pocket. You know, a barbershop makes money in Dubai. Like, everything makes money in Dubai. It's not only car rental. A lot of people come, everyone that rents cars from me, I want to open a car rental. I want to open a car rental. I always get that question every single time someone wants to come. What kind of business would it be good if I open? I've met some boys from the UK. They've opened business here. He started off with one car. He bought my car, which car? Audi R8 Spider. Now he's got 4 cars. One guy, young kid, 21 years old, doing amazing. He will grow, but he knows there's a lot of headaches that come along with it. It's not that straight it's not just very easy.
How do you deal with stress?
Man, so like, how can I explain? Even my landlord that I'm renting off now on Sheikh Zayed, he goes to me, there's one thing I love about you. So what is it? He goes, you are the most patient guy I've ever met. Ever met.
You're very calm. You've got this.
Yeah, very calm. He goes to me, I've never met anyone like you. You're so patient. I said, well, if I'm not patient, what am I going to be? It will break me. You know, if I'm not patient, I'm going to snap. I'm going to get off track. I'm going to lose focus. Like I said, but being patient and just sitting back and being chill and taking that step backwards gives you can vision, you can see everything that's going to be going ahead, you know. If you're always fast paced and you're not going to take that little step back, you don't know what's going on, you make a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. So being patient is the biggest key. And obviously, you know, prayers, you know, if you pray and you want to be successful and you add it every single day, I think it comes, like it does come to you, man.
Good things come.
You know, good things come. And it's, you know, it's how we say it in our religion, it's all nasib. You know, like I came to Dubai, I never expected I was going to be living in Dubai, and I'm one of the biggest car rental companies in Dubai, in the Middle East, not just Dubai, have the latest cars, like things that I used to dream of. I used to dream of a Lambo. I got 7 or 8 or 9, you know. It's crazy. And it happens so fast. But Dubai is full of opportunity. So I recommend anyone that wants to move to Dubai to do it. Don't sit at home. Don't wait. There's nothing to do in your country anymore. Like, it's just full of taxes. Like, even the UK, it's cold.
Painful.
It's cold weather. Like, it's all year round cold weather. People are always negative.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, not just negative downers. They're down. They hate if you're doing well. Same as Australia. That's why I left. Like, no one wants to see you do well. No one wants to support you. Here you get support. Randoms want to help you, man. I get inboxes every day. Hey, how can I, can I come collab? Can I do something to support your business? You don't get that,
I thought it was just me. Like, honestly, I feel the exact same. It's like when I come to Dubai, I feel like I'm a different person. Like, I'm just at ease and everyone around you smiling, happy.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. Like my employees, bro, they're not from rich countries, They're on average wages, man. They're happy. They're smiling, like everyone's happy in this country. Yeah, every time I walk into work, everyone's smiling. It's a good thing, Yeah, that's it, man. But
Wow.
UK, it's a cold country, 9 to 5 again, taxes. What are you going to do? How are you going to grow? The government don't want to see you grow.
As you grow,
they're going to tax
you.
you.
Get punished more and more.
They're going to tax you. You grow, and you ask them, where's that money going? Like there's not one pothole on the whole shit. Up any road I've driven on in Dubai, I have not hit a hole in the floor. In Australia, you put all this money and they say, oh, we're fixing the roads, we're fixing this. What have you fixed? I haven't seen nothing. I haven't seen nothing. Zero. Schools, graffiti. You go, broken things like, what have these guys done, Oh, we're putting our money in hospitals. You go to the hospital, they're old. Yeah, it's a new country, 50 years. No one can do what the Sheikh done. No way in history.
Honestly, you have to respect it.
No way, no way. I respect him so much. Like him, the Sheikh, and all the Emiratis. I respect them, and from where they came from like nothing. And yes, and I had one guy tell me the other day, he goes to me, I love the Lebanese people. I said, why? He said, we learned from you guys. So what do you mean you learned from you guys? He goes, we were 50 years ago, we had nothing. You guys were Paris in the Middle East. He goes, we learned a lot from your country. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. And he's like, yeah, he goes, we look up to the Lebanese people. We love your country. We've got many investments in your country. But he goes, unfortunately, the war and all the stuff that's going on, it's life. It's like what's going on now with Russia and Ukraine and all that stuff. Like, it's very sad.
Yeah.
But Dubai, I feel like it's safe. If they just keep doing what they're doing, it's going to be the best. It is the best country in the world to me. If anyone tells me, I've been on holidays and I want to come back home. Like, I'm on a holiday in the country I'm living in. And you go to other places, like, they don't have what they have here. It's good to experience other countries, to see different, cultures and stuff. But 3-4 days maximum, I'm back home. I want to stay here. I'd rather have a holiday in Dubai.
100%. So, what is your favorite car? That's an interesting
Man, that's the hardest question. I get that a lot. It depends.
Okay, let's break it down. So
because I've driven everything.
So let's say your favorite SUV, your favorite supercar, and your favorite everyday car.
SUV, Lamborghini Urus. Nothing else.
Yeah? Better than a Range Rover G-Wagon?
Yeah, better. Like, I love it because a Lamborghini, you're still in a Lambo, and it's an SUV. I put my little boy in the back and go for a drive. It's still in a Lambo, and everywhere you go, people know it's a Lambo and they see it. But the thing is, in Dubai, Lambos are like taxis. Ferraris are like taxis. In Australia, you only see one. Like online, you go online to buy one, there's 4 in the whole of Australia. We've got a population of 20 million, 25 million. In Dubai, you go online, there's 81, 85. Big difference. And that's just for sale.
And it's a smaller place.
Yeah, it's a smaller place, but I'm saying and 4 million population, 5 million. But when it comes to it, like, you see them everywhere, so you don't fancy them anymore. But like, back home, if you're driving a Lambo, everyone's like, oh my God, he's got a Lambo. He has nothing.
There's too many eyes on you, isn't it?
Here, you just blend in. He's like, hey, when I first moved to this country, I bought my first Lambo. I was so excited. I told my, look at what I bought. Went to a dinner. I parked up and I said to my wife at the time, I said to her, imagine now someone just rolls up in a Rolls Royce or something, just like, all the eyes are on him. I look at my review, bro. Rolls Royce, number plate 8, 1 digit. 1 digit. Rolls Royce Phantom, number 8. I look, oh my God, we're just talking about this. I'm like, man, Dubai. There's no competition.
There's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
You're just humble. You're just chilling.
So when it comes to my favorite car, SUV, definitely a Urus. Then it'll be a G-Wagon. Then it'll be maybe a SVR. But definitely G-Wagon and a Urus, my top 2. I have the new X6 2022 M Sport. I actually like it. It's really nice, really comfortable seats. When it comes to supercar, nothing beats. I like McLaren. I like McLaren 720S. I got one of those, my favorite. But it'll definitely be a Lambo, Aventador SVJ.
You're a Lambo guy,
yeah,
through
Lambo
and through.
Guy, yeah, Lambo guy. SVJ be my favorite, Aventador SVJ. And then when it comes to daily, like a normal daily, sedan.
Well, a daily in Dubai is not a daily anywhere else.
Daily sedan GT63S. I'm an AMG fan, so Mercedes all the way. And that's about it, man, with the cars.
Ahmed, honestly, it's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed speaking with you. Thank you for taking the time out.
Likewise.
Final question. If you could go back and give yourself any advice for the younger version of you, what would it be?
Very simple. I wish I came to Dubai a long time before I came. Like I let it go for too long. If I came 1 year before, man, my business right now and my whole thing that I have will probably be 5 times, 10 times bigger. Because every year you lose in this country, it's slowing you down. Like if you come earlier, like for example, the jet ski that my brother just opened, if he came 1 year earlier, boom, his name will already be out there. He's already fully booked every single day. The biggest company, boom, out there. Now people are coming in and people are starting to, like rent a car, you probably have one opening every 2 weeks in Dubai or one every month. People come, they think, oh, we'll buy 2-3 cars and open a company. So the competition's getting more and more and more. But if you're here from a long time ago, your name's already out there. So if I was here 1 or 2 years before, like the top 3 we're in now, there's me and 2 other companies, our main competitors. They were here 1 year before me. But they're at 75 cars, man. I'm at 60, 65 cars. I'm catching up.
Real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I'm catching up and it's like Chinese whispers. You know, I say I'm going to open a buggy company. Boom. They're opening buggy companies. I said I'm going to do chauffeur company. Boom. They're opening chauffeur companies. I go buy an Aston Martin. They go buy an Aston Martin. I go put number plate frames on my car that says my branding. They go do the same. I go buy flags. They go do the same. I go shoot in the location. They go shoot in the location. They think whatever I am doing is going to make them do well. Like, but it's not that. It's not that.
You can't replicate something.
Yes, you can't replicate. And at least I know I'm doing something good. Because they're copying, I'm doing something good.
It's like they say, it's a form of flattery.
But in terms to all the listeners today, like if they're planning to move to Dubai, I suggest they should do it.
Just take action.
Take action, man. You can make money with anything.
And the same in business, right?
Anything. You know, you can from anything, bro. In Dubai, it's so easy to make money. It's so easy to make money in this country. Whoever tells you it's not, it's crazy. You know, I've got bodybuilders, man, that I go to the gym, I train with, I got a personal trainer. He's on like 100, 150K a month as a bodybuilder. Online coaching and some clients charging 400-500 dirham a session. You know, he's doing 13 sessions a day, 7,000-8,000 dirham a day. And it's pure profit because he's not even doing anything. He's not even selling you a product. Like, there is a lot of opportunity and people come to Dubai and most of the people that live in Dubai have money and they want to spend it. You know, it's not all about keeping your money in the bank. So, man, whoever's listening, I don't know what they're waiting for. In the UK, you're restricted. And if you do go up in life there, you start to get slammed by taxes and they don't want to see you grow. Only the big companies are making money. The young entrepreneurs, the young guys that want to make money, they're not helping at all. The government doesn't support you.
Facts. And on that note, we'll end it there. Like I said, thank you so much. Any final words? Anything else you want to share? Where can they find you as well?
Guys, if you want rent a car, if you want luxury cars, Lambos, Ferraris, Rolls Royces, Bentleys.
You can look at that camera right there.
The latest models, we've got the STO, we have the SVJ. Inshallah, by the end of the year, we have the Bugatti. Sheikh Zayed Road, the Curve Building, Luxury Supercar Rental. We're on Instagram, Luxury Supercars Dubai. We're also on Emirates. So if you use the code that you see on the flight, you get 10% off. I can't give you that. You have to catch the flight. So, yeah, if you guys need anything, if you want jet skis, buggies, one place shop, man, you come to us, we'll look after you, start to finish.
And what about your personal page? How can they find you?
My personal page is on Instagram. It's Ahmed, Ahmed.Amwell, AMWELL. Amwell is short for, in Arabic, is money. So they used to call me in Australia, Ahmed Money, like Money Man or Money Mitch or whatever.
Money Mitch.
They always just call me Money because I was hustling. Always had the latest cars, always working, always making money. That was my focus. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't care about going out, clubbing and partying till the morning. And while the guys, like, I used to have my own, like a lot of my friends, I've lost friends, you can't call them friends anymore. They used to turn like, oh, he's making money. Well, bro, you're out.
Love and hate is a fine line.
You're out partying all night. I'm out working all night, bro. I'm saving my money. You know, you're spending 1,000, I'm saving 1,000. Okay, when I get to that point, I'll go and enjoy my life like you, but make it first. You know, now I go on holiday, I go first class, wherever I want to go, like, man, things I dreamed of, things that you dream of, because once you have money, money makes money. You know, but when you got money and you're spending money, how you meant to make money? They don't understand that.
Love that.
But yeah, if you need to follow me, you can follow me on my page. It was very nice speaking to you today. Whatever you guys need in Dubai, I'm here to support.
Thank you, bro.
If you ever need me again, you know where I am. You got
100%,
my number. And you want a car, come take a car. Come to my showroom next time.
The king of Supercars,
pick any car you want, it's yours.
Thank you, my brother.
I've got the latest STO. It's crazy. Come drive.
I'm definitely going to check that out.
Done.
Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you soon.